Where's that darn grill?
I think it's over here, or
okay.
here, or it's over here. Hey, Merrill, your grilled food sure tastes funny.
Then why aren't you laughing, Mad Dog?
I am. What? Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Join the exclusive Mad Dog and Merrill Grillin' Club. Every member receives the official Grillin' Club t-shirt and towel. Discover new recipes, chat with fellow grillers, watch valuable videos, learn new jokes, or submit a unique recipe for a chance to see it on our show. Log in now for your chance to share in the Grillin' Club. View past episodes of our show by going to maddogandmerrill.com and click on Midwest Grillin'.
Well, welcome back to Mad Dog and Merrill's Midwest Grilling. I'll tell you what, Merrill, we found the grills.
Yeah, we did.
We shed our coats.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a smart idea or not, but you know, it does feel nice and warm, doesn't it? The sun's out, I love it.
It's a beautiful day to do outdoor grilling. It's
Right.
always a beautiful day to do grilling. Today, you're actually in for a treat the whole show. It's gonna be a wonderful show. I'm gonna do some butter burgers.
Well, that's good.
El Cam Creamery in Richland Center. It's been a family-owned business since 1946. It's the butter with taste. And I'll tell you what, they hand roll butter right from the churn.
That is really neat how that is done.
You know, it's the old-fashioned, the old way of doing it. And I took and unwrapped a nice roll of butter, and I'm taking off a couple of slices off from there, and I've already did a couple already. You can see it's just gorgeous butter. Each batch tastes a tad bit different, so you got to keep trying it and keep trying it and keep trying it and keep trying it. So I'm going to cube up the butter the best I can here. And I got enough there already, but I got a couple pounds of burger right here, hamburger,
right.
And I'm gonna take the butter, and I got some on the grill, and it turned out beautifully. I'm gonna spread this butter out, and this is the most oddest thing in the world, but it worked out. I was surprised it did. It's one of those things where I wanted to make sure it would work before we started. Hey, can you help me out and put some grilling magic?
Sure.
The grilling magic.
I'll have you return the flavor to me.
The grilling magic of ours is a garlic pepper blend, so I'm not really adding much sodium in here with the butter. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You can use as much as you want because garlic pepper is low in sodium.
That's right.
Okay.
I'll stop.
I'm gonna sneeze.
I was trying to tease you.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I couldn't see what you were doing to be teasing. So now we got that butter from El Cam Creamery all over the place, and simply just and the butter just makes pockets. It's just phenomenal. And I've got these all patted up. And let me show you what we did here. This is just absolutely gorgeous. I'll turn this way here.
Okay.
And here's the key thing. When you're cooking with lean ground beef to begin with, or pork like Merrill's doing, we brown the meat product up on one side where there's heat, move it over where there is no heat. If you have a 3-burner gas grill, the 2 outside burners are on. We brown the meat product up on the outside where there's heat, move it to the center where there is no heat. But in this instance, my heat source is over here. I browned these gorgeous butter burgers up just a tad bit because I didn't want to lose all the butter on the inside. And I'm just gonna maybe we can just see.
Sure.
These have been on for a while, and I just see moisture just oozing from them.
Do it.
Watch this. And they're just
Beautiful.
phenomenal. The butter is on the inside. They look gorgeous, and I'm ready to get mine topped right now. And my toppings today, 4 choices. 4 choices.
Man, the guy could count up to 4 now. I'm proud of you.
Choices are good. Renard's Cheese up in Door County. You can go on renardscheese.com. And by the way, with El Cam, it's elcamcreamery.com. But here's the beautiful blue cheese. Here's some cranberry. It's cranberry jalapeno Monterey Jack. Here's a 1-year aged cheddar and gorgeous cream cheese.
You know what? You opened that up earlier. Now, folks, that's cream cheese. It's a little bit different. That is true cream cheese.
That's homemade cream cheese by Renard's Cheese with a little bit of chives in there. So I'm going to top that. Grab a nice little jalapeno cranberry, an aged cheddar, grab some wonderful blue cheese, and we're going to let these melt over the top of some of the burgers. And I'm going to let Merrill yak away because I talked way too much.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the other burger. You know, everybody thinks that beef is just the only way for burgers. You're seeing alternatives in burgers. Today, I'm going to deal with pork. Pork burgers are absolutely great on the grill. You want to cook them to about 160 degrees, and they're very simple to do. You can prepare them just like you do a regular hamburger, but the pork burgers today, I started this morning, I actually did some cooked up bacon first, and chop that up to mix this in with the pork.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I ate the bacon because it was really good.
There's a shot.
Yeah. So I ate that. And the same thing with the onions.
Yeah.
Because you can saute those and mix those up there. So I thought I would just go with DeWorks because the Works has what, sir? What does that have in there? Tell those fine folks.
DeWorks is the alternative condiment. It's phenomenal. great sliders.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
It's
is.
70% homemade ketchup,
Yep.
and then we add sauerkraut from the Midwest, Midwest onions, and a little horseradish mustard in there. And do you want some in there?
Yeah, you know what? You can figure about 3 tablespoons per pound, but just go to it. Estimate, you know?
There you go.
There, that's good. That's good. I got some fresh ground pepper.
Add this to any burgers, mush it up, sliders like you wouldn't
Boy,
believe.
does that feel good. You know, if you've had a rough day like I have worked with Mad Dog, but see, you want a nice, moist consistency on this. Go ahead, you can do a couple more squirts on there. 'cause
I
you want-
wasn't going to put it
No,
on the
no,
burgers.
you were. There, that's good. That's good enough. You want it nice and moist. You can also use this as actually for a meatloaf if you wanted to.
It's
Or take
delicious.
some cut up cheese cubes like that, mix it
meatballs.
together. Yep. Now, if you want, I'm going to just go ahead and do this. Now, if you'd like, you can let this sit in the refrigerator for about another 30 minutes. Go ahead and make it patties, which I'm going to. I've got
No,
some.
I'm Mad Dog.
I've got some on the grill right now. So you just make a nice patty. As Mad Dog talked about, put them on the direct method of grilling. Grill them up direct, move them over indirect method, but that's the patty right
160 degrees.
Yep.
I'm gonna take one over here and we're just gonna break
Yep,
that baby open. Because I want to see, a little bit longer. No, that's probably 160 degrees right there.
Yep.
Just gorgeous. Nice moisture in
there. And
there.
I'm going to baste these actually with the works also while we're cooking those.
Reinforce the
Right,
flavors.
160 degrees. You could add cheese on there.
Yep.
Something alternative that adds a really good flavor. You could add teriyaki if you'd like to on here, but I like the works. You got everything in the works. You know why? Because the works, it works. That's what it's all about. Hey, it looks like we're going to eat well.
I'll tell you what, we have some wonderful pork burgers. We got the butter burgers over here, Renard's cheese, Elcam Creamery's beautiful hand-rolled butter. And we're gonna let these mellow out. Let's see how my cheese is doing first of all. Looking good, looking darn delicious, I might add. So we're going to be right back with a little bit more of MadDogAndMerrill.com, with a little bit more. You can go on MadDogAndMerrill.com, MadDogAndMerrill.com.
And we're going to be right back, too.
But they can join us on Facebook.
Why, sure,
Please
don't
do
be
that.
scared.
MadDogAndMerrill.com. Join us, click on Facebook, join us on Facebook. We have a great time throughout the whole grilling season. We'll be right back with
Yes,
more
we
Mad
will.
Dog and Merrill's Midwest Grilling.
Eat good, man.
That sun is gorgeous.
If you have a comment or suggestion about today's show, contact us at maddogandmerrill.com. And don't forget to friend us on Facebook.
Welcome back to Mad Dog and Merrill's Midwest Grilling.
You're
Merrill?
not crying, are you?
No, you know what I'm doing?
But
I love ribs.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, the Wisconsin pork producers do the best job in the world producing great quality pork for Wisconsin and the whole Midwest. But it's just great. We'll talk a little bit about that the next segment and pork. But
Yeah.
ribs, let's get started.
You know, there's so many different
I'm
ways
all
you can
ready.
do
I'm
ribs.
ready to
but,
rib.
you know,
I'm
we've
ready
got
to go.
a lot of people. You are ready to
I
go.
am.
A lot of people, purists, so want to go ahead and take this strip off that's on the back here.
Well, I think
all
it's a
right?
great idea.
You
So
know,
it
and
toughens it if you
you
don't.
gotta go ahead and use the knife just to loosen it up a little bit.
Yep.
Take a piece of paper towel and
That's the
actually works.
easiest
you need
way. It's like
something
skinning a catfish.
You got to have something to grab onto that, all right? And I don't know if I got enough. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
look at
Merrill,
that,
You're
baby.
all worried over nothing. You lost
Look
your
at
hair.
that.
You lost
That's
your leg.
easy. Strip that right off.
If
Paper
you,
towel.
You know something, it's so easy to do, and if you leave that on, that's the tough part at the end. So now we've got that off, the membrane.
Little olive oil. I'm going to use a little olive oil. You could use a canola oil or a vegetable oil, but definitely use the olive
I'll
oil.
help you.
Yeah, thank you. Place it on.
Grilling Magic low sodium garlic pepper blend.
Yep.
Rubs need to be lower in sodium.
Right.
So Grilling Magic is a delicious way to do it. And you can use it in moderation or you can use it heavily.
Right, and you can do that. You know, put some on even on the end there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can even do this the night before if you'd like to, but it really makes a big difference. Low in sodium. And then what I'm definitely going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and brown this up. You know, 5 to 6 minutes on each side. I want to brown this up really nice golden brown on there.
Thank goodness I'm here because I
Did
have
ya?
one browning on the grill now.
He does, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look and see what he browned up on the grill.
So Merrill, we're gonna do. This is normally called the the Texas crutch.
Yeah.
We're gonna call it the Midwest crutch. Here's the way you do racks of ribs, the perfect way.
Yep.
Oil them up, season them up.
You got her.
Merrill, you grab that seared up rack
I
of
will
ribs.
grab that stirred up.
A nice big old sheet of aluminum foil. Put that on the countertop. Put that rack of ribs right in the
I'm going
center.
to place that right there, sir.
Now here's some options right now. You can put a little bit of barbecue sauce over the top.
Right.
You could leave it plain. You could do some other little sauces if you'd like honey and stuff. But I'll tell you what, Anderson's pure maple syrup
Ooh.
is absolutely fantastic. And it's AndersonMapleSyrup.com. And they do a wonderful job. It's just the right sugar content. Just the, look at that.
Oh.
So just a little, people love their racks of ribs sweetened up. So we're gonna sweeten ours up with just a little bit, and we're not gonna put this over direct heat, so I'm not gonna worry about the sugars burning.
No.
We're gonna wrap this up, We're gonna set this off to the side where there is no heat.
It's gonna be good.
You can stick it in your oven for at 250 degrees for about an hour.
Sure, sure.
Or adjust the time and adjust the heat. But we're gonna put ours back on the grill,
Right.
off to the side on a low heat.
How did you do that
And-
with that other one on there? That guy is an amazing man. Oh my gosh.
And
There we go.
look at this.
Oh
And
man.
it pulls away from the bones. Let me turn this
Oh.
baby over. Let me get right over your
The
palms.
aroma. The aroma.
It is just phenomenal. Look at that
Right
rack
there.
of ribs. There's that gorgeous maple
Oh.
syrup on there. Is that too shiny for you, Mr. Man? Mr.
Man, I don't
Cameraman?
even know if I want to use our good old Nature's Garden on there. It looks so good.
And here's a way. Just serve it up like this, or you can sear it off again on the grill.
Oh, man.
But I've seared it right away. So see, we seared it up on the grill. We wrapped it up in aluminum foil. We cooked it for about an hour, by the
Right,
way.
right, exactly.
Just enough to pull away from the bones a tad bit. Meryl's going to slosh a
Oh,
little
yeah,
bit of
just a
Nature's
little.
Garden.
Very little. Only about a tablespoon or so.
Nature's Garden is a beautiful teriyaki, a nice little herbal teriyaki. And I'll tell you what, this rack of ribs,
Ooh.
I'm going to do right in the center.
Look
Yeah, look at that.
Oh man.
Look at that rack of ribs. Now that is Grillology 101 right there, folks.
You know what's great
Look at
about
that.
these? They're just so tender. I got to show these people how tender
Oh, don't make sure you leave some for Bill and Rod. Just
Oh,
a
man.
couple. But the teriyaki on top of there, a little bit of
Wow.
maple syrup, whatever you want to add. Oil it, season it, sear it up, wrap it up in foil, put it back where there is no heat for about an hour. And honest to goodness, Meryl's in heaven. But now, Meryl, I made you breakfast.
is. Oh,
Watch
really?
this. I
Ribs
did.
and breakfast?
This is,
Sorry,
this
what do
is
you got?
great.
What do you got?
Well,
I'm
this is just
sorry.
something real quick.
Oh, those are delicious.
Was beautiful pork, breakfast links.
All right.
Bacon, beautiful,
Bacon.
gorgeous, double thick bacon, double smoked bacon, applewood smoked bacon. And I'm gonna roll up that porky links inside that beautiful bacon. Now I put those on the grill, indirect method of cooking for about 25 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
And here's what I did too, just for you. I took some of Anderson's maple syrup and overnight I marinated side pork.
This guy's too good for me today. I'll
This
tell
is
you. I love
bacon, it's
this.
been smoked. This is bacon, it's been smoked. This is side pork, it's fresh pork. That's the difference. This is not smoked here. So the
Okay.
side pork was in maple syrup. So now, on the grill,
Oh,
I have those
man.
gorgeous little roll-ups with the bacon, beautiful pork bacon and breakfast links on there. I've got Meryl's side pork over here that's been marinated in maple syrup overnight. We have the frozen hash browns, which if you've never done these on the grill, there's enough oil in them. They go directly on the grates of the grill, medium heat. So let's platter one up for you, Meryl.
I think so. I'm ready to eat. I mean, I got the ribs, I got the pork over here, I got the side pork, I got the sausage and the bacon. I'll tell you what, life is good, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that.
And this is what you do. The hash browns and Anderson maple syrup were made for each other.
Oh,
And a little bit over the top of the rest.
oh, man.
And there is a platter for breakfast, the cat's meow.
You know what? It's breakfast 3 times a day.
Absolutely,
You
that's
got
my
it.
thing. All right, we're
All
going
right.
to be right back. Meryl and I are going to have a little breakfast,
Yep,
little
yep.
ribs. We'll be right back for the next segment of Mad Dog and Meryl's Midwest Grilling, filming somewhere in the Midwest. You try to figure it out. There's
Where
snow.
are we?
It could be anywhere in the Midwest, couldn't there? There's sunshine. There's
delicious ribs.
Meryl is eating. That could be anywhere. All right, man. We'll be right back. That looks delicious.
View past episodes of our show by going to maddogandmeryl.com and click on Midwest Grillin'.
It has been reported that Mad Dog and Meryl's signature sauces and spices have been seen around the world. And now we want to know, where in the world is Mad Dog and Meryl? Take a selfie photo of yourself holding a Mad Dog and Meryl's product in front of a sign or interesting landmark. Post the photo to Mad Dog and Meryl's Facebook page, and once a month, one lucky fan will win a grilling set of Mad Dog and Meryl's products. Go to facebook.com/Mad Dog and Meryl. Happy grilling! Wow, well, that's great news, Tammy and Debbie. Thank you so much. Hey, I got juicy news, Meryl.
Juicy news?
Absolutely. Pork chops, pork roast, pork tenderloins can be safely cooked to a medium rare temperature. The final temperature like 145 degrees.
All
and
right.
that pork chops are nice and juicy.
Finally.
That's the juicy news.
Well, that's the juicy news.
You know, today's pork is so much leaner and leaner,
Right.
and we shouldn't have to overcook it. So what we're trying to do is check for doneness. We have to use meat thermometers, 145 degrees for beautiful pork. Let it rest for 3 minutes on your countertop and slice into it. Nice, beautiful, rare, medium rare in the center, beautiful pink. Pork is delicious on the grill.
Right.
So don't overcook it.
145.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I forgot
Did
to
you shut him off?
Goodbye, Tammy. Goodbye, Debbie. Thanks. That was juicy news.
That is. So I got to spread the word. 145
Come on, what are you going to do now?
Hey, I'm going to do some pork chops, you know?
Seriously?
Seriously, I'm going to put a rub on these pork chops, all right? I'm going to use a little maple butter at the end. We've talked about rubs before, but I'm going to do a coffee rub.
Sounds good.
I'm actually doctoring up our Grandma Hazel's rub. I
Garlic,
got some there.
pepper, onion, fennel, dill, celery, red pepper, green pepper, onion. Grandma Hazel.
I'm going to use some fresh ground coffee. Fresh ground coffee.
Right out of the canister.
You know, and I'm going to, I want to do this by taste, but you usually do about a quarter or whatever your mixture of is with the ground coffee. Fresh ground coffee. And some brown sugar to sweeten it up, okay?
Sounds good.
Now
So it's pretty much equal parts.
It
though.
is. And you're going to blend that all together, mix that all up.
Looks
Very
like
good.
sand art.
It is. Well, it is like sand art. You do want it sort of nice, crusty on there.
No, that was a kid I went to school with.
Sand art?
Sandy.
Oh, it's sandy art.
Sandy art.
I went to school with Bill.
Bill Art.
Bill Art, yep, nice guy. All right, now what I'm going to do, and I'm there again, you can do this overnight, but see how I got this? You can see the coffee in there.
Absolutely.
You can see the
brown sugar.
yeah.
And I can see Grandma Hazel.
I see Grandma Hazel.
You
Just
quit
rub
peeking
that
at
in there.
Grandma Hazel.
Grandma Hazel gets mad if you do that. Rub that over, do it on both sides. I would let it sit for a couple hours.
Wouldn't you think so? Put it in the refrigerator for a couple hours.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, and you preheat the grill on high, turn it down to medium heat. Even with these beautiful pork chops, I'll sear them off a little bit, then move them over where there's low heat. Slow cook them like itty bitty little roasts.
That's right. Look at that.
Delicious.
I've got them. All right. I've got some on the grill already. You want me to go ahead and finish it up, or do you want to do something there,
I'll
sir?
talk a little bit about marinating meat products.
All right, sounds good.
And your maple butter.
Okay, sounds good.
You know, Mad Dog and Merrill, we've created over 33 years. We know that cuts of meat are getting leaner. We know that cuts of meat are treasured by us. So we want to treat them with a little more TLC. We want to give them some good quality products. So we created 3 great marinades. And I marinated these overnight. This one was in our Nature's Garden, our teriyaki marinade.
Ooh.
Toasted sesame seed oil, gingers, garlics, some beautiful soy in there. Just gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Marinate that, it absorbs in. We marinate not to tenderize, but to give a little character, personality, and flavor to cuts of meat. Here's our Italian Harvest. Nice low sugar content. And we use sea salts in there because we don't want the meat product to burn. So it's low in sugar in there. So that's the Italian Harvest. Here's Merrill's favorite. That's the lemon pepper.
Can't be beat.
And 4 different types of peppers in there. It's got a little Dijon, it's got a little Worcestershire, it's got a little oil in there, and it's got egg yolk. And so when it's whipped, it's so gorgeous and creamy, and it just adheres. I can take it directly from here and into a breading meat product and pan fry it or do it on the grill with a breading on there with that lemon pepper. So we marinate not to tenderize, but to give a little character, personality, and flavor to cuts of meat. And once again, we're going to preheat the grills. I'll show mine.
Okay, go ahead.
We're going to preheat the grill on a nice high heat, turn it down to medium heat. I seared my pork chops off on the side where there's heat. I move them to the side where there is no heat, and you can sit back, you can relax, you can enjoy the presence of your company, and pork doesn't overcook. And we're going to actually take little temperatures of our pork as we're cooking it, because we want to make sure we get to about 145 degrees, take it off, set it on the countertop for 2-3 minutes, and then serve it up to our guests, and that retains all that gorgeous moisture of that nice, fresh Midwest pork.
Now I've got some butter over here, which I went ahead and melted already. And I've got a little bit of maple syrup in there, and I'm just going to go
Did
ahead and
you add
drill
maple
this.
syrup already?
Yes, I did. Already, so you can even drill that right on top of the pork chops there, sir.
Oh, I can't do that.
No, you can.
Can I
you
really?
Can. Yeah, you can. Be careful. There you go. Very good. Not too much, just
So
enough to add the flavor.
Elcam butter,
Yep.
melted,
Yep.
Anderson maple syrup.
Right, about a tablespoon per tablespoon, half and half. There.
Oh,
Mix
man.
that on there. And sir, I'll tell you what, you are in 7th heaven. Boy, put that on some pancakes too. Tastes good too, wouldn't it?
Oh,
man.
I'll tell you what, we're going to be right back to wrap this fiasco up, and I can't wait to dig into these pork chops. I don't know about you.
I know.
That
man.
maple syrup
Look,
butter is a great idea.
It is. Very good. Very good.
And that juicy news?
Juicy
Oh,
News. Oh, man.
Remember Juice Newton?
Juice Newton? Yeah, but I'll take the juice.
If you have a comment or suggestion about today's show, contact us at maddogandmerrill.com. And don't forget to friend us on Facebook.
Well, I'll tell you what, we had a great time, didn't we?
We did it. We did everything that I wanted to accomplish today, I think.
Plus,
did I?
we found the grills in the snow.
Well, it was the hard part.
It's been a
right
rough.
there.
It was a rough winter in the Midwest here.
Yes, it was.
It really is.
was.
And you know, people like to say they grill all year round, but you know what? They do and we do, but it still ain't as much fun in the winter time.
You know, mine was the ice. The ice was the big deal for me. I don't mind the snow or anything, but the ice was the big problem.
Mine's that wind chill factor.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
it's
but
those
talk a little bit more about that juicy news from the Wisconsin pork
Right.
producers. You know, there's several common cuts of pork that are about an average of 16% leaner than what they were 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, big difference.
You know, the
big
pork
difference.
tenderloins, boneless, top loins, chops, ground pork. There's several different cuts, and because of that, we need to treat cuts of meat with a little more TLC.
We do.
We need to slowly cook them up. We need to brown them up, move them over where there's no heat. Should we recap a few websites? Hey, by
I
the
think
way,
we should.
with the Pork Association, the pork producers of Wisconsin, it's porkbeinspired.com. porkbeinspired.com. Then we had alcamcreamery.com. Don't forget renardscheese.com. And we have andersonmaplesyrup.com. And the best news of all,
I think so too.
maddogandmerrill.com, because we're on the
Look at that.
World Wide Web too. And if you join us on maddogandmerrill.com and click on Facebook, you can join us on Facebook. You can see where our ventures take us throughout
Right.
the whole year.
And we're all over the place.
We're
all over the place.
I hate to leave it with this, but we're like manure. Have a happy grilling, folks.
All right,
We'll see you
bye-bye.
next
See you
time.
later.
Mad Dog and Merrill's Midwest Grillin' is a production of Lashbro Visual Communications.